once you get it that you can use your mind to feel good, and you feel good, then you're on the disc, and everything that you put into your vortex can flow to your experience.
Yes.
So most people have it backwards. Use your mind to get the car and then you'll feel good. Use your mind to feel good and then you'll get the car. And now we want to take it a step further. Use your mind to feel good, and getting the car won't matter because you feel good. But that scares people. They think we're trying to talk them into just feeling good. And no one wants that. We like to encourage focus and awareness of what the focus brings. And so we encourage choosing things that you don't have resistance practiced about. In other words, if a person has wanted a car, and they don't want just any car, they want that car, and that car doesn't just cost a little, that car costs a lot, and they don't have that kind of discretionary income right now, and since they're equating having that with spending that, and spending that with earning that, then they have some obstacles in their path that they have to overcome.
Yes.
So we like to encourage them to get the hang of this by using the power of their mind, spending the vibrational currency on things that the universe can yield to them right now. Right now. Esther was sitting on her porch the other day in Texas, and she'd been out there for a few hours, editing, working on some different things, and the pool makes quite a bit of noise because there are waterfalls involved. So she was enjoying the auditory sounds around her, and there was an occasional frog and an occasional bird, but for the most part she was there, she was alone, and it was a quiet morning, and she'd been there for hours. And then, for pleasure, she started focusing on a rampage of thoughts, and she came to a point of clarity. Some of it we have discussed here today, a point of exhilarated clarity, and the little bugs in the trees that she doesn't see but she knows rub their legs together and make noise. There must have been 100,000 of them who all applauded at the precise moment that she came to that thought. And she looked out into the trees where she could not see them and said, I know. Because she knew they had been inspired from that broader mastermind to rendezvous with her in an obvious way as a demonstration of alignment, you see. Now, you just can't buy that with money, but you can spend your vibrational currency on it. So, as you encourage your friends to just focus upon things that they don't have resistance about, and you together play with them in conversation about it, and then hang around together for not very much time, an hour or two, and watch how many demonstrations the universe will give you that lets you know that we are all aware of what you're talking about, aware of what you want, aware of where what you want is, and aware of how to lead you to it, and boom, again and again and again and again and again, you're going to have that affirming experience that lets you know that you are the center of the universe, that there are masses that are standing in the wings where you can't see them, that are in on what you are in on, assisting you, you see. You begin to feel never alone. You begin to feel always involved. You begin to know your power and your value and your worthiness, you see. And it doesn't take very much of that before you say, oh, I like that, what about that? I like that, what about that? So that you begin directing the energy. And what you'll learn, both about monetary currency and vibrational currency, is the more of it that you spend out the bottom, the more of it comes back in the top. In other words, you'll just find yourself so involved in the expenditure of this energy that feels good, and therefore the equivalent reciprocant of more energy coming back in. Have you ever had a nest egg, a little clump of cash that you really didn't want to spend because you didn't know how soon you were going to get more back in, and so you didn't want it to go out because it felt like diminishing? Well, this is the opposite of that, because the more of this you spend, the more comes back in, until you begin to understand that you can have a little bit that you're rotating, or you can have a lot lot that you're rotating. You can have a little clarity that you're rotating through you, or a lot that you're rotating through you. You can have a little bit of cash that's rotating through your experience, or you can have a lot of cash that's rotating through your experience. This is what you are demonstrating to your friends, you see. Our favorite conversation about the universe demonstrate, we would encourage all of you to make a short list, maybe before you even drive out of the parking lot. Just get something to write on and make a short list of something that you would like to see that doesn't cost any money necessarily. It could, but it doesn't cost any money. It's just something that you're interested in seeing. Just pick something. Write 3 or 4 things on your list and watch how fast the universe brings it to you. Not once, but twice, but again and again and again and again and again and again and again, in demonstration that we saw you write it down, we know what you meant by it, we know where all of those things are, we know where you are in relationship to all of those things, and when you're feeling good like you are today, there's going to be plenty of demonstrations of that alignment. And once you show yourself that with that list, then you can make an endless list. In other words, you are unlimited beings. You just got to know it. And until you know it, you're not unlimited. But when you know it, then you are unlimited, you see. Humans like the feeling of momentum, and sometimes will choose negative momentum over positive, slower momentum. In other words, you can be on a high-flying disc and feel peaceful, and there's not a lot of momentum on it. Or you can be on a low-flying disc and feeling agitated, and there's more momentum. And most people are drawn to momentum because you can feel the power in it. And we say step 4 is engaging the power and the frequency. The momentum and the frequency in combination is what that high-flying disc brings you, you see. Don't you like knowing that? So you're just sort of jockeying for position. You're just kind of paying attention to how you feel. We want you to be in that place where you are appreciating all people, because it's the only mindset that will ever give you complete freedom. As long as there are people around that are controlling the way you feel by your practice thought about them. Now that was a really tricky way. It's like they're controlling how I feel because of the way I've practiced thinking about them. So most people really need people to behave differently so that they can feel differently. But when your quest is to love them all because you are a lover, then in many cases you got to be really general. You got to be so general that they're not active in your experience, because there are a lot of people, if they get up close to you in their nowness, it'd be very difficult for you to appreciate them with the behavior that they're now offering. But you don't have to test yourself like that, you see. The way you come to loving all people is by finding someone who's lovable and focusing upon them. And let the lovable ones help you train your vibration. So what keeps people from doing that? Why do you use your noses to smell awful things? You say, oh, this tastes awful, try this. You go to great lengths to try to explain the bad experiences that you've had, as if you want to share them with others. And we say, you really don't want to, and you don't want to repeat them in your own experience either. So what have we been talking about all day today? You have control of what comes to you, but you got to get control, and you got to get it early on. And so we just start waking up and getting control and watching what happens, and waking up and getting control and watching what happens, until we are so practiced in the thoughts that we think that then we can begin to acknowledge things are really good around me, because, not accidentally. I don't feel good because accidental things are coming around me that make me feel good. I'm feeling good because I choose to feel good, and now more things that feel good are coming around me. So I want to love everybody in the world. I want to love everybody in the world. Just start with that one, because you can't focus on everybody in the world all at once anyway. That's like the story of the Lightboard that we were talking about. So there you are, all lighted up. This is going to lead to something really good, so hang in here with us. So here you are a light on the Lightboard, and you're feeling really good. And so other lights that are at the frequency and at the momentum of that which you are light up to, and that represents your world. Do you really find it necessary to understand or to control or to change the other unlighted lights on your board? Here's the most important thing about this light board. Are you getting the concept of it? Do you like it? Is it helpful? Here's the most important thing about it. We're talking about you lighted up and therefore what you see. Other people on the board are lighted up differently, and the others that are lighted up with them, they can see them, you just can't. In other words, those other lights aren't out, they're just lighted differently than your lights. So when you say, I want to love all of them, we say, we think that's fine, but do you need to understand all of them? And if you did, if you focused on all of them, what do you think would happen to your light? That's the big question. Well, chances are they're lighted in a different way. Now you've got your nose in their business. You're focused upon them because you want to love them, but they're different than you are. And now you're lighting with them. And in that alignment with that, you've lost your connection with who you really are. You see what we're getting at? So it's really a bold statement to say, I want to love everything. We would just say, I want to love. And I want so much to love that I've tuned myself to the vibration of love. And now things that are easy to love are flowing into my experience. And not get into that place where you're nitpicking over what's lovable and what's unlovable, because that will take you to a different lighted board and it will give you different experiences every time. So now, let's go back to your statement. I want to love everyone. And we say, aren't you really saying, I just want to love? I want to love? Are you saying, I want to love the unlovable? I want to love the unlovable? I want to love the unlovable. What does that statement do to your frequency? Challenges it, because you introduced unlovable into the equation, and now you're not on that high-flying disc anymore. In some ways, we're making this all more complicated than it needs to be. So let's start over. You are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe, and the source within you is vibrating at a very high frequency with no resistance. And when you get in the proximity of that, in the vicinity of that, or in full immersion of that, so that you're feeling the resonance of that, you are at your best feeling and most thriving. So the hurdle that we have to overcome with so many of our physical humans is we have to convince you that it's not only all right to feel good, and it's not only normal to feel good, but that it is not mandatory, but that it is what you predominantly are wanting. That everything is about the way you feel, and you have control over the way you feel. Just got to practice it. And the willingness to participate and allow your thoughts to be guided and influenced a bit by us, and your subsequent willingness to guide your own thoughts based upon how you feel. The new seed that was not planted within you today, but we felt it come into a stronger position, so it's blossoming in a stronger way, and you're going to feel the evidence of it as you're moving through your days in the immediate days to follow. You are in a place, and we can say this bluntly and with certainty, you are in a place of understanding the importance of the way you feel like you have never felt it before. And you are a body of people who understand it like no body of people on the planet have understood it before. In other words, you now get it. We felt you get it. We knew you get it. We were there when you got it. We reveled when you got it. We are milking the fact that you did get it. We are exhilarated that you got it. We are renewed because you got it. You now understand the importance of the way you feel. And you now understand that everything in your world and all of your physical senses are all about your ability to define in visceral, literal, physical ways what life really is. It's a feeling experience because it's a vibrational experience. So you've done something that most never do. You have moved your experience from thinking into feeling, which means from thought into vibration. Now, thought is vibration, but you are now doing it in a way that is more refined. It will be easier for you than it has ever been before. You don't know it, but you've taken a quantum leap forward. You're not really understanding it yet because the 30 days haven't passed. You're not really getting what we're getting or what you helped us get because you have not been residing on that high-flying disc long enough for you to really understand the magnitude of what has taken place here. But it is our promise to you, if you will go to bed tonight and say, in the morning I'm going to wake up and it's going to be a fresh start, and while I slept the momentum has stopped, and I can start the momentum any way I want to, and I choose to start it in this attitude of appreciation. And you do it, and you might not make it far into the day, but the next day you do it again, and you might not make it far into the day.